Good morning, welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Wednesday, September 3rd, 2014. You can follow us on Twitter at CATEX TV. The United States said this morning that a video showing the beheading of a second American journalist by ISIS in the Middle East is apparently authentic. Islamic State extremists yesterday released a video showing freelance reporter Steven Sotloff's beheading, exactly 2 weeks after the emergence of a video showing the beheading of another reporter, James Foley. The 31-year-old Sotloff was a freelance reporter for Time and Foreign Policy magazine. The video also showed the organization threatening to kill another hostage, this one identified as a British citizen, David Haines. It's not immediately clear who Haines is. Britain and France called the Sotloff killing barbaric. Prime Minister David Cameron of the UK said that he is chairing an emergency meeting of his cabinet today to review the latest developments. President Obama said that the United States will not be intimidated and that ISIS needs to remember that the reach of the American military is long. Interestingly enough, the State Department would not give any specifics about other American captives held. However, it is believed that there is a 26-year-old American woman who is being held as well, who was kidnapped doing humanitarian aid work in Syria. Of course, the NATO meeting is beginning later this week in Wales, and this will undoubtedly be a topic of discussion. The president spoke late last night at the White House before flying to Estonia. He is currently in Estonia right now, and he is speaking to the Estonian parliament. There was an explosion at a steel plant in central Japan earlier today, injuring at least 15 people. TV pictures are showing clouds of billowing black smoke from the Nippon Steel and Sumitomo metal facility in the city of Tokai. The plant employs 3,000 people. According to the spokesperson for the world's #2 steelmaker, the blast injured its workers and those from partner companies. All 15 have been taken to the hospital. It's not yet known how serious their injuries are. On the Ukraine front, there's some development, although it's not quite clear what's going on. Earlier today, there was a tweet from the Ukrainian President Pyotr Poroshenko saying that a permanent ceasefire had been agreed to. With the Russians, that's now been walked back a little bit. And apparently what's occurred is that a mutual understanding has been reached regarding the steps that will contribute to the ceasefire. Quick as a wink, President Putin said that he could not have agreed to a ceasefire because he has no role in it. He has no troops involved who are fighting that would need to cease their fire. President Obama is speaking, as I mentioned right now, in Estonia, and he is mentioning the Russian aggression in Ukraine. Home Depot, the big American hardware and construction goods seller, has taken steps to reassure customers through its website about a potential breach of credit and debit cards. The company said it still hasn't determined whether a breach actually occurred, but told customers that they will not be responsible for any fraudulent charges if in fact one did. The company said, "We know that this news may be concerning and we apologize for the worry this can create." Also, it was speculated today by Bloomberg on Bloomberg Television that the data breach of J.P. Morgan Chase last week might have in fact been done by Russian hackers at the direction of the Russian government as a signal to the United States that if in fact sanctions are continued to be ramped up in Russia, they could respond. Of course, there's no evidence for that. The catastrophe risk management firm RMS Risk Management Solutions has now said that insured losses from the Napa Valley earthquake last month will not exceed $250 million. The CAT modeling firm EquiCat, a competitor of RMS, announced on August 26th that the 6.0 quake could cost between $500 million and $1 billion. However, RMS says that its reconnaissance teams have found that damage from the quake was relatively benign. Observations include the fact that most of the primary damage was caused by the ground shaking, with minimal observations of fire or sprinkler leakage. The majority of businesses impacted by the quake apparently reopened within a week. According to RMS, most of the area's wineries, for which the region is most famous, were impacted in some way, but the company is now open for business, says RMS. There was a magnitude 5.5 earthquake that hit the northern rim of the Barabunga volcano this morning, about 3 a.m. This is one of the biggest quakes to hit the region since increased seismic activity began there in mid-August. 3 other earthquakes of 4.0 or higher have struck in that area within the past 24 hours. All in all, about 500 earthquakes have shaken the area in the past 24 hours. According to the Icelandic authorities, there are no sign of the tremors ebbing. If anything, they seem to be increasing. The volcano appears to be calm, but it's being monitored very closely. Of course, the explosion of the volcano, the eruption of the volcano, could cause tremendous problems for air traffic. In 2010, there was a gas pipeline explosion in the city of San Bruno, south of San Francisco. It killed 8 people, it destroyed 38 homes, it basically devastated the community. It was a gas pipeline operated by Pacific Gas and Electric Company. Yesterday, the California Public Utilities Commission hit the utility with a $1.4 billion fine over that explosion. It's the largest ever levied by the regulatory agency. The regulatory agency said that the penalty must be paid from shareholders and not passed on to ratepayers. Officials at the giant energy utility said that they are deeply sorry for this tragic event, and we fully accept that a penalty is appropriate. That's the news for today. The killing of Mr. Sotloff, as with Mr. Foley, is deeply disturbing, especially the way it was done. It was another ritual-directed event. The same killer apparently was the one doing the deed, and they had better remember that the United States and the UK and the Western democracies have a very substantial military and are no doubt working as hard as they can right now to try to find these people. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.